Keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Erykah Badu, 1997. I pour my heart into every line. Spend minute after minute, hour after hour getting my words memorized. Close my eyes to visualize how every performance plays out. I pray my legs are strong enough to hold me up when the judges let their spades out. I'm hypnotized by my desire to spit rhymes. So I hit the stage with the intention of getting a rise out of the eyes that pierce my soul. My poem cries as I share my storyline. This isn't scripted reality TV. This is me. There's no director to yell cut, run it back this time, reposition your hat. There's no second chance to recreate this scene. This is a one-shot deal. And I step in front of this mic and bare my soul. Hope that as my story unfolds, you won't grow bored. Instead, you'll peep my energy and match me. Know that this ain't easy, creating content for people to see through me. I'm playing Russian roulette at every venue. Every audience won't respond the same. It feels like a bullet to the brain when I look up from the stage and the faces remain unchanged. If I wasn't doing this to be more than what I already am, then every poem that I pen would remain hidden. But my thoughts are jotted in my journal and spoken for a reason. This is my therapy. And if I don't purge, I'm constantly fighting the urge to run back under that dark blanket of depression, so I avoid suppressing the poet bursting at the seams to be seen. Sometimes I feel like two different human beings, the equivalent of fraternal twins, born on the same day but completely different DNA. You've got to be some form of crazy to willingly step in front of a crowd and shoot your shot. Give every word all you've got, then wait patiently for an applause that might get lost in the background noise. And what about if you kill it? And there's a massive uproar. Everyone's out of their seat, snapping fingers, slapping tables, jingling keys. Then your second self chimes in, whispers in your ear that you ain't really worthy. And this round of applause is actually a conspiracy. Now you got to fight back negative thoughts in order to step back in the public eye with dignity. Poetry has a way of talking to you, through you. And when I'm giving a poem to business, I'm talking about throwing together words, something vicious, where I got to lean back on myself and say, she's so cold, she's so ridiculous. I unravel a message so auspicious that it becomes my mission to make you listen. This is my craft. And it's not just about the poetry. Words can be spoken by just about anybody, but to step up and create an experience is a different level of responsibility. I've got to dig deep inside of me. Forget about my nervousness and anxiety. Stimulate the crowd with my energy. Word confidence as an accessory. With a play on words so cleverly that perforate your ear so delicately. Turn my mouth into a dispensary and spit my shit unapologetically. When I finish emptying my clip, I'm gonna take 500 for the win, Alex. Double jeopardy. Keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Thank you. So I heard I had one more. Title of this piece is Millennial Friends. So my best friend, one of my best friends, was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and she kind of lost her voice a little bit, a lot of bit. And so I honor her in this poem. My friend hadn't been feeling well lately, and it became necessary to take a mental health day. She couldn't bear to see the sun come out. Some days a twinkle in her baby's eyes didn't gleam the same way body don't mean much some days. So she neglected it. Soap against her skin felt like needles and pins. Toothbrushes looked like daggers aimed at her gums. She said she wanted to run from life, and I was like, why? She began to pull back layers of her mind like notebook pages, pages after pages of phases of life that felt so unfair. I started to believe she was made of vibranium, built different, tough, solid, indestructible, energy bigger than a boulder. I wondered how she did it, how she lived outside of herself so well. She said it was the pebbles, the little things. All the sticks and stones that broke everyone else's bones only strengthened hers. She built towers out of fake smiles and hidden cries, tucked her sadness into lies like, it's okay. It's no big deal. Nah, I don't mind. Whole time she'd be running through brick walls trying to fight her way out of her own thoughts. Maze runner, running after her sanity, trying to catch a flight just to get high, just to get by. Haze runner, running away from the slightest possibility of becoming her mama. Track runner, I couldn't imagine my insides fluctuating like this. She said she had been living her whole life like this, a mixture of adolescent dreams and adult screams, the gift and the curse of empathy. She told me a story about when she was 6. And I know I paid attention, but I don't know if I blocked it out of my memory or I just couldn't believe it enough to repeat it. My friend be struggling. And sometimes I don't know when because we're grown women and we're millennials. So we're respecting boundaries and allowing our friends to live freely, but I'd be too scared to let her swim past the buoys. I'd be too scared, I'd be too scared to let my friend swim past the buoys. Afraid she might get sucked under a tsunami of thoughts and drown in her rage. I am afraid to let my friend drift off into the deep end. Afraid to let her wade in the water, knowing air and water simultaneously entering her lungs is a deadly combination, and if I blink too fast, I might lose her. Her desire to keep living be hung on branches like strange fruit. She's fragile. If the wind blows too swiftly, she'll topple, crashing. I keep asking if there's anything that I can do, but ain't really nothing because this is her normal. Extreme high emotion interwoven with impulsivity and rapid movements, then a swift transition into depression, and all of a sudden, my friend don't want to be alive no more. And I gotta hope that that day ain't the day that she decides not to live no more. And even though I don't know what she's living through, I need for her to live some more, that if it was up to me, she wouldn't have to fight to be alive no more. If I could turn up the dial on the dopamine, just the right amount to level her out, she wouldn't need meds no more. If I could climb in her mind and flick the switch that taunts her traumas, she wouldn't have to struggle to find her thoughts no more. My friend be struggling. And sometimes I sit on the sidelines and hope that she'll remember that she's necessary. I wonder if she remembers the conversation we had. The one where she questioned if she was more blessing than burden, and I confessed to her that loving her has been my pleasure. I wonder if she remembers. I'm asking for a friend. Thank you, y'all. She's so cold.